Greetings everybody, and a very fine how do you do. This is a follow-up video to the last one that I made where I showed clips from the Windy City Pulp and Paper convention that I went to with Leo. And now I'm going to show you some of the things that I picked up to the Pulp magazines, and I have some other stuff I can show you too in the form of comic books from the golden age here and some other things. It depends on how much time I go into this. But before I start, I just wanted to say that Gratu Orloff and myself, he apologized, I apologized, we made up. I don't want any animosity in the community, and neither does he. And we are here to share our common love of American pop culture, and especially as it relates to comic book popular culture and everything that it entails. So that's what we love to do, and that's what we're going to concentrate on. And I'm trying to de-dramatize the events of the last 10 days, and so is he. So I hope that everyone can go to his channel and subscribe. Don't unsubscribe to him. Do not unsubscribe to him. I don't want that. I'm not interested in this kind of vindictiveness or anything like that. And please don't go there or to my channel for that matter and leave a lot of hurtful, negative criticisms and comments, because it's not going to help the community. I want to see harmony in the community, and that's why, we made up. We made a mistake. It's a mountain out of a molehill. We went through that, and so this is the way it is. So please go to this channel, subscribe, leave good comments, and let's leave all this BS behind us. And now I'm gonna have some coffee first. Oh, I got it in this cast iron pot that's on a, what's this? Oh, this coffee. That's on a cast iron warmer with a tea candle in it. Then I put this over it, and it keeps it nice and hot for hours. It's already got milk and a little bit of sugar in it. Yeah. Oh, I keep talking about mending tissue and stuff like that. This is what it looks like. I don't have the box for it, but this is the mending tissue. I taped it so it wouldn't, so I can keep it together. It's very difficult to separate from the backing. You have to really work it to get it separated. It's awful to work with. It took me a long time to develop the patience to do it, and even now I can't. You can see I'm having a hard time. I can't do it right now, but it works quite well. It's non-yellowing. It hasn't yellowed anything that I've used it on now for the last couple of years. That's what they say, but who knows? I mean, but at any rate, if I got a long tear on something and I don't want it to get worse, then that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the mending tape. Look at this, for instance. You see, this is a Pulp magazine. Look at how it's coming apart at the top there. Now that is something I can use tape along the top edge to keep it together. And I'll show you that, how I do that in another video. Anyway, well, I might as well start with this this one. There is something quite unusual about these couple of pulps that I'm about to show you. Yeah, I'm looking for some backer boards that I specifically cut so that I can show you this. I showed it on Graphic Man. You know, back in those days, these pulp magazines were geared towards young men in their later teens and in their 20s, and they would often try to get away with things on the cover, and sometimes these artists would do it just for the hell of it, because they would put something on the cover and tell another artist, maybe from the same company or a different company, they were friends, they would, look what I did on this cover, you know, I got away with this. But they did do that. So here, well, first of all, let me show you the cover. I picked this up and at last Saturday's Windy City Pulp and Paper Convention. Now, at first glance, you really don't see anything here. But if you look at the cover, if you look at the female here in the gown, you can see what I'm talking about, kind of. I mean, it's very... I noticed it right away because, you know, I kind of see these things, have an eye for them. I don't know why, but... you can see her. You can see a hiney there. Well, I don't know. I'm not getting. It's not getting very clear. Right there. For crying out loud. See it? Right there you can see a hiney, and he painted it that way on purpose. Clearly it's painted that way on purpose. And that, there I go with the end. Somebody kept commenting that they thought that was weird or something. I don't know. That's the way I talk, and if you don't like it, the hell with you then. But this gown could have been drawn in a different way, obviously, but it was drawn that way just to maybe get away with something, or to they knew that these younger guys would savvy enough, because they look for stuff like that when they pick these up, even in comic books. I remember reading in I think Seduction of the Innocent, at least at the Senate hearings, 55, where they what was they talked about Maurice Whitman in one of the Jungle comics. I don't have that out right now, where he actually painted an armpit, but the armpit was done so cleverly in such a way that it actually showed, you know, the lower half of the female anatomy, not in detail, just, you know, the front. And they had that in they mentioned that, I think, in Seduction of the Innocent, and they had it at the Senate hearings. They had it on the board. They showed all the different comic books where they would show the things inside, the decapitated heads and the sexual innuendos hidden inside the comics and stuff. And that was one thing that I have that comic book here. I'll show it to you at some point. I did show it before once. And here's another one. This I did not pick up at the Pulp and Paper Fest. This is a cover. Who did this cover? Let me see here. I think it's Howard Brown. I think it's a Howard Brown cover, but I'm not. Let me see. Sometimes they have the name of the cover artist listed, and sometimes they don't. Oh, here. No, it's a cover painting by Arnold Cohen. Wonder why I thought it was brown. Maybe he did some interiors? No? Oh. Oh, no wonder. Look at this. This says the observatory presents the new editor, Howard Brown. With this first issue of 1950, Howard Brown takes the reins from the capable hands of Raymond A. Palmer as the new editor-in-chief of Amazing Stories. Well, Robert Brown was also an artist. So he did some of the future covers here. So, but this one was not by Howard Brown. This was by like Arnold Cohen. But here's another one. Take a look. What did I do with those stupid things now? I haven't moved it again. Ow. I showed this on Graphic Man. It's not anything bad. I mean, but it was so cleverly done. I wonder why can't I see? Maybe this light is. Maybe that's why. First of all, I'm gonna do that. Maybe that way you can see it without anything else. You know what? Let me see if I can turn this ring light on. It might. Maybe it'll show up better like that. All right, now. You probably could see it already. It's so obvious. I mean, you see that? That's supposed to be a nose, and it looks like a hiney. Looks like a hiney, and there's arms stretched out, demon arms and demon hands stretched out in a shadowy form. And it's definitely, come on, you gotta tell me that that was not done by accident. That was done on purpose. She's sitting down. There you see her sitting down, and there are the arms, shadowy arms stretched out. So, a lot of times they did that, like I said, just to see what they can get away with and tell their fellow artists, hey, look what I did on this cover. And the other guy would tell them, well, you know what I did on the, the inside or the back cover? Look, because sometimes they had art on the back cover as well. Anyway, let me turn this darn thing off. Man, it's too bright, killing me. So, get that out of the way. Oh, on the Graphic Man channel, the 4-Color Fossils, we had a theme going on. He had a kind of a theme going on. Yes, we have no bananas. So it was kind of ape, kind of a gorilla theme. And I did this setup. Just a quick setup, nothing. We had bananas upstairs. Yes, we have bananas. Whoa, King Kong just dropped his banana. That's an awful big banana, I swear. So, let me see if I think I can probably do this, maybe, so you can see it better. There's King Kong. Here's the banana he's carrying right here. And it looks like he's bringing an olive branch in the form of a banana to Godzilla over here, who's, for his part, he's returning one of King Kong's heads. See? Kind of like Gratu and me. I don't know who's Godzilla or who's King Kong, but anyway, I'm just kidding. I just thought about this now. But, oh, damn, what the heck. So that's what I had going on. Oh, here's the, I don't know if you can see it up here, airplane. The airplane that's always depicted here on these covers. Let me turn this light off. This is from 1968, September 1968. Was a one-shot. That was the cover date. Well, not in the issue. That's what it was actually cover dated. But it was released on June 6, 1968. And also at the same time, this, let me put this arm back up. This large one, this Whitman, was also released that same year. So they released the Treasury edition, and they released the regular comic size. And this is pretty thick too. I don't know how many pages there are, but it's a lot of pages in here. That's pretty nice to have. And I guess Grat 2 was mentioning that this was also, and I didn't really know that it was. See, this is 1968. You can look it up, the Grand Comics database, that this was from 1968. He mentioned that there was one in the 70s, earlier mid-70s, that they came out with, that it was a Treasury edition. It was the same cover, and it was reprinted, and I think he said it was the same price, $1. So there could have been some confusion as to whether this was actually from 1968 or not, but it is from 1968 because I checked with the Grand Comics database. Not that they're always right, but 99% of the time they are. And it's usually very well researched. Come on, hold on to your banana, will you? So it's kind of interesting, huh? The way oops, it's coming down again. Sorry. There's King Kong with his banana, and Godzilla carrying, bringing back one of King Kong's heads. Right there. I gotta figure out a way I can get some lighting to focus on this. Maybe a spotlight with a button. I mean, I can do it, you know. I just have to figure out how I want to do it. And I can have a button here on the desk that just turns that spotlight on, and then it looks, you know, cool. And maybe different lights or something, different colored lights. But anyway, let me move right along here. Having said that, and that being said, we'll move right along. Now I'm mimicking what Gratu is always mimicking, these people that are always talking like that. I showed you that there. I did it again. It's just a habit that I have. And here is what I picked. Here is something I picked up at Pulp and City Fest. It's a cover by Virgil Finley, and it's kind of got some damage in the bottom here. It seems like some water damage on there, and but I love. What did I pay for this? Now I don't have the. I rebagged everything, and now I lost the prices on it. They were all very inexpensive. Now I don't know what the prices were anymore. It doesn't matter. I think I paid $5 for this. What did I say in the last video on Graphic Man? I showed this. I think I might have said $5, but I wanted it because of the cover. It's got the giant spider, the spider webs, and that's something that I love to see on covers, whether it's pulp magazines or comic books. And plus the fact it's a Virgil Finlay cover. Meyer Greenblatt was talking about that, how Virgil Finlay did a lot of the, not necessarily covers for pulps, but interior illustrations, which is very interesting because Virgil Finlay is a very famous illustrator, very famous painter. All right, let me put this there one again. Put it over there because I already showed that. Here is, and look at how thick this thing is. Wow, this is, I mean, 244 pages, I believe. This is from 1942, November 1942. And the cover on here is H.W. Macaulay. It's the Ziff Davis publication that published a lot of different comic books. Oops. Maybe I got something in the way there. Let me get that out of there. Sometimes I'm moving. Sometimes I'm touching my mouse over here. Or I accidentally touch the keyboard and something pops up on the screen and I can't even see myself. Yeah. Or sometimes when I touch the rat over here, my pet rat. But this is Ziff Davis. I'm going to take this out of the this bag. I mean, I had to make a special bag for this because it's so thick it would only fit in the giant magazine bag, and then I had to fold it over. But there we go. Yeah, H.W. Macaulay. Fantastic Adventures. And on the back we have a cover that's by a different artist. It's not the same artist, is it? No, I don't know. No, that's not Macaulay. Prometheus. Let me see if it gives credit to the back cover here. Front cover painting Macaulay, illustrating the scene from blah blah blah. Oh yeah, okay. Back cover painting by Frank R. Paul. Frank R. Paul is the back cover artist. And look at that. I mean, this is a thick book. It's huge for 25 cents. I wish they would still publish things like this, but I don't think it'd be any... They'd probably be way too expensive, and they'd be a lot better paper quality wise, but too expensive. Something that size probably costs $20 or whatever, I don't know. Put it back in there. Next one I have is Amazing Stories from 1940, April 1940. I paid $15 for this because I didn't rebag it yet. Looks like a pretty good bag, and it looked like it was freshly bagged for the convention. The Fishmen of Venus. I don't know who does the cover. It says see the back cover. I didn't take it out of the bag yet. This is how I got it, but I'll do it now because it says telling me to see the back cover, so that's what I'll do. And I'll see what? Ooh, I'm glad I did take it out of there. I should have. The one mistake I did when I went to the convention, and that wasn't really a big mistake because I didn't pay much for these. I just didn't take them out of the bags and look at them. But some of them were only $10. The most expensive one was $20, and for that I should have taken that one out of the bag, and I'll show you, when I get to it. The Fishman of Venus. What a great cover. And they always seem to have the indicia on the, if you count the covers as pages, they had it on the 4th page of the interior. Another Ziff Davis, 1940. H.R. Hammond. H.R. Hammond is the illustrator on the front cover. And the back cover is by Julian Krupa. Interesting, very interesting sci-fi illustration. I love this stuff. I mean, you can't buy it on eBay. You can almost buy nothing on eBay anymore. Even though the prices seem to be crashing on a lot of this stuff, it's still expensive. It is very rare that anybody even has auctions anymore. It's all, buy it now or best offer. So, next one I picked up is, I gotta figure out a way. This is a Ziff Davis, Fantastic Adventures. Malcolm Smith does the cover. You'll notice I seem to have a backer board up on the top. That's the hold in and on the side here. That white board is actually not a backer board. It's a but I got this from BCW, these, and they're called Life Extenders. It's their version of microchamber paper, or the interleaving tissue paper, which is buffered, and which is what I use because it's so much more inexpensive. I mean, you get a big thing like that, 500 sheets, $20. Amazon. This is the what I use. Oops. Okay, this is what I use. It's sorry for that blare there. It's what are they? I just said it. It's their version of microchamber paper, and they call these the Life Extenders, but it's kind of a cardstock, and it can tear the pages, if you're using it inside your comics, and the pages are not that supple or anything like that. It can tear them. Even if they're supple, it can be torn using this kind of cardstock on it. But what I do use it for is to flatten the edges of the pulp magazines and comic books that have the same problem, like this. And then when it's nice and flat enough, sometime I'll come back to that, and I might use mending tape on the back. And by the way, that mending tape is available on Amazon. It's by Lineco. So, if you want to experiment with that. Oh, here's another one. See, 244 pages. This is a beautiful cover. Fantastic Adventures. 1942. May 1942. And I paid $15 for this, tax included. No shipping. I might upload some of these to the Instagram page. This I did not pick up at the fest. This I pulled out to show on Graphic Man. It's Thrilling Wonder Stories. See, I mentioned Howard Brown before. Howard Brown did this cover. This is a Howard Brown cover, and this is kind of a sought-after pulp because it has the first Dr. Cyclops story, the first appearance of the Dr. Cyclops, which became a movie. Mort Weisinger from DC is one of the editors in here, or he's wrote some stories. Wrote a story or a couple of stories. I can't remember now, but I know Mort Weisinger is involved in this. Dr. Cyclops. This I picked up. This was $5 or $7. I can't remember now either the price anymore because I rebagged and boarded it. But it's also Howard Brown. A Howard Brown cover, but even though it's missing these huge chunks here on the side, I love the fact that it had these aliens on the cover, alien entities. I just love covers like this, so I picked it up for the inexpensive prices that I got it for. This I showed this before. This I did not pick up there. It's got a theater surgeon story in it and Ray Bradbury inside this pulp. And that is from February 1948. This I showed before. It has, it's a Ziff Davis again. Robert Gibson Jones cover. From 1949. Earl Burgee from 1942. Earl Burgee front cover. The Hornets of Space. Yeah. I did not... Did I get that at the... Yeah, I must have. Yeah, I did get that at the Pulp Paper Fest. Pulp and Paper Convention. Here's one. Iron Man and the Radiation of the Chinese Vegetable. Oh, this is a Ned Pines publication who joined with Benjamin Sanger, who started ACG to form I don't know how to pronounce the name, Nedor Publishing. And then they formed, when they got together, they formed the, Nedor Publishing was responsible for Exciting Comics that had the Black Terror, and Startling Comics, I think. Startling Comics, or maybe Thrilling Comics by Nedor Publishing. I'm not pronouncing it right. I'm not even sure if I am. This was picked up there, and I think I might have another copy of this. I paid $8 for this. Kingdom of the Blind. It's pretty good shape. Nice cover. I didn't take it out yet, so I don't know who does the cover on. Oh, there. Earl Burgee. It's right on the cover there. Earl Burgee does the cover, and it's got a date stamp on. May 27th. 1941, May 27th, 1941. The Startling Stories, The Amazing Complete Novel by Raymond Edmund Hamilton. This is from I paid $10 for that. 1947, January 1947. Beautiful, beautiful cover. Getting to the end here. This is Famous Fantastic Mysteries from April 1940, and this was actually published in Chicago. This cost $20, and it was published by Red Star Magazine. And the cover was, in the front is by Frank Munzie. But I didn't take this one out of the bag to look at it because it looks so neat and clean. But when I finally did take it out of the bag, look at this. It has wormholes on it. You see that? Look at that. Right in the margins. That really irked me. I probably could have got it for $10. It's on the actually really starts on what pages? Page 91 is when it actually starts with that little hole there, and then it goes on. See that? It gets bigger. That worm made himself a nice little home there. Started at the bottom and then worked his way to the top. This is the wormiest book I ever had. Careful putting that back in there. But I got such a deal. I'm not even mad about it because I got such a deal on all the these other books. I mean, how can you complain? And the only reason this was that expensive was because of the cover. It's got a, well, it's not actually a bondage cover, but it's a female in a horrifying situation. Let me put it that way. And the last one here is Amazing Stories from 1946. Another Ziff Davis publication. I gotta rebag this again because this is just too big back there. But anyway, here it is. It's beat up. Missing pieces on the cover and missing pieces on the bottom. I have that I have those so-called life extender cardstock boards, which are cardboard, which is actually it's acid free, they say. So that's the only reason why I'm actually even using it. But they do say it's acid free. So that is that. I got these other two. I got a bag yet. How long have I been on? Is there any time here? I don't have my timer. I like to use the timer because it counts backwards. Oh, there's the timer. 30. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm spaced out. 39 minutes. Oh, that's not too bad. Put these back there. And, was showing you the King Kong. Here's the box that that King Kong came in. I bought this a few years ago. When did this come out? Let's see. Made in China, of course. It's got to be made in China. It's NECA or Nika, however you want to pronounce it. Well, doesn't really matter, I suppose. But that came with that. It's got interchangeable hands and feet. Came with the airplane and a spearhead that Godzilla carries around. So, let me show you some comic books, I guess. I don't think I showed this on my channel. Or maybe I did. I know I showed it on Graphic, man. This is the Durango Kid. I might have showed this before. Number 7 from 1950. It has a great Frank Frazetta story in it. And what's interesting about this book is the cover. The guy has a ray gun that's cutting these trees right in half. So it's kind of a sci-fi western. The Durango Kid versus the first atomic weapon, with a Frank Frazetta story in there. This I know I showed you before. I don't know why it's here, but it's a C.C. Beck cover, 1948. Fantastic cover. It's worth showing again. So is that Durango Kid. This I picked up from, and you saw him in the last video, where I had all the clips from the Windy City Pulp and Paper convention. Larry Sherritt was in there, that I spoke with briefly. You saw him sitting there in the back of the table. I bought this when I visited his house. He's got all these, a lot of great comics left, and magazines and other stuff from when he owned the store. And of course, as I mentioned before, Larry was one of the founders of the Chicago Comic Con. This is number 2, 1953. Tarzan of the Jungle. This is my second copy, but I only paid $4 for this, so it's in nice shape. Very nice shape for, you know, a book that old. The cover, I mean, it doesn't have a square spine anymore exactly, but I don't really care too much about those things. This is not going to be graded or anything. No, I think this might be worth showing again. I did show this before. It's a Bob Montana cover. Excuse me. 4th edition. It's a huge annual. 1952, the Archie, the 3 on a straw. Annual yearbook. Very happy to have this. Very happy. This is probably not the first time. I'm almost certain it's not the first time that they had the 3 on a straw illustration. They illustrated that many times on many covers in the 1940s as well, and this is from 1952. The year I was born. Say, I wonder if this is January. That'd be interesting. I don't even know, but well, it's the 1952 53, 1952-53 edition. So could be January, which is the year that I was born. Put that back in there. Pull that in. Put that over there. What else do I got? I'm going to have to put these away. The Silent Sound Machine. I guess I probably showed this too. I don't. Number 89. Here's another. The Atomic Crimes. The Marvel family fights the Atomic Crimes. I think I also must have shown this. The thing is, I can't remember if I showed it on Graphic Man or one of my videos, so I might be showing this for the third time. I just don't know. It's from October 1952. Anyway, all right. This is the Marvel family, number 75. I bought this on eBay from Gary Dolgoff. It's been around a very, very long time. He used to advertise along with Robert Bell in the comic magazines. It's from 1952. Number 15. Marvel family, number 28. This is from 1948. Somebody wrote an E on there, I think, in crayon. I'm not sure if that's marker or crayon, but I'm really happy to have these books. When did I buy that? Because I haven't been buying anything from eBay. I really can't afford to do that now, so this must have been a while ago. Back in February. Now this I know. I haven't shown this. This is the Super Magician Comics. Volume 4, number 2 from 1945. Blackstone the Magician. He was an actual magician, and he is cutting this woman in half with a saw. This is a miscut comic, though, and you can probably tell, actually, just by looking at it. But it's an interesting book. Blackstone. Let me check something out here. My stupid mouse is acting up. What's going on? What's it doing? What the hell's it doing? My mouse is gone. Something wrong with my mouse. What the hell's it doing? Well, I solved that problem. I had the mouse in my hands backwards. Oh yeah, let's see what happens when you get old. All sorts of horrible things happen to you. Let me show you this book. It's really severely miscut, but I got it at a really great price, and I could show you the severity of the cut. I mean, the whole book is really cut. Here's the back cover. Look at the bottom there, how it's miscut. Terrible. And it's also miscut up here on the front cover. You can see that. That, of course, means it's also miscut on the inside. This is really bizarre, but here, I don't want to take everything out of there. I got the interleaving paper. I can buffer interleaving paper. That's what this is, and that's what it looks like. You can actually, they're pretty thin. You can actually double them up if you want, because you get so many, you get like 500 sheets in a package. I don't do that, though. I don't think you need to, but there, look at the miscut. You can see it in the margin, which is kind of a shame, but if it was not miscut and it was a nice, super nice copy with nice pages like there are in here and a super nice cover, I'd be paying a lot more for it. But I still got a good deal on it. I think the guy wanted $43. I offered him, I sent him an email. It wasn't best offer on it. It was $43, and I sent him an email asking him if he would consider $33, and he took it. So $33 is what I paid for it. And I would have paid the $43 too, because see that? It's from the Blackstone Magic Show, October 1956. And there you see the miscut again in the lower margin. And the pages, though, are just beautiful. I mean, the quality of the pages, they're off-white. Back cover is just great. Baby Ruth candy bar. What is that? Is that a B-52? Is that a bomber? No, it's a B-29. Super Fortress, B-29. Chicago, Illinois, Curtis Candy Company. And I think the reason I had this, again, this cardstock life extender from BCW was to flatten this bottom part out a little bit. It's got kind of a inward curve to it. So he was a real magician, Blackstone. He was. Put that one away. Oh, this I picked up from Larry. He used to have that shop back in 1972. And he had it until about 2004. 2004, 32 years at least. Maybe 33 years. 2004, I think, is accurate. But he had these. This is number 35 from 1944. I paid, I think, $5 for this, or maybe it was $4. I think it could have been $4, and then I paid $5 for this one. I know I paid $5 for this one. This is number 36 from 1944. Really nice condition. Just beautiful stuff. I mean, I don't necessarily collect, you know, True Comics. I have True Comics number 55, which is the first appearance of Sad Sack. They had him in a little strip ad, comic strip ad, advertising Harvey Comics. Let's see here. I want to see the back cover. Oh yeah, this is worth showing. Look at this. This is so beautiful. Look at this ad back here. The new Daisy Play Guns. Bang, bang, bang. Look at the Chattermatic. Gangsters used to call those things the Singing Sallies. Singing Sally machine gun. Gangsters call them the Singing Sally. Extraordinary. Oh boy. What a beautiful ad that is. I could make a poster out of that. And let me take this out of the bag here. Look at the back cover on this. Oh, it's a Baby Ruth. It's a Baby Ruth candy. Very nice condition. A little dirty on the top there. They are, what year is this from? 1944 there. Got an advertisement for the hobby knives, X-Acto hobby knives. But you just don't see these ads back then very often. Probably parents had to buy that stuff for the kids. From popsicle to creamsicle. Look, boys and girls, swell, free gifts for you. You can tell the boys always want to shoot those airplanes into the air and have a machine gun, rapid fire machine gun, and girls were always the ones that wanted other, more smarter things. Mystic Wheel of Fortune, Junior G-Man, Secret Code Kit. Oh, there was only one thing for a girl? Man, I would have to say that's pretty sexist. What else do we got here? Wheaties, the breakfast of champions. Oh. Well, let's take a look at this ad. Draw cartoons. Now, take a look at this ad. The inside front cover ad. The new Commando Crack-A-Jap machine gun. It's safe and harmless. Be the first one in your neighborhood to own a Crack-A-Jap. What if you had a Japanese neighbor? highly unlikely at that time. He probably would have been in a, probably would have been, if you did have a neighbor like that, probably would have been in a camp, in a holding camp, because we were fighting the Japanese, and even though they were citizens here. That was crazy, man, just crazy. Okay, what else? Well, I want to make this one short. I don't want to make it too long, go on for hours and stuff like that. I'll save some of these for another video, which will be coming up soon, because I have some other things that I want to show you, some toys and things of that nature. So, it's a happy color. Let me put these back. My display. Clever, eh? It's on wheels. It won't be very clever if everything would fall down. Not clever at all if that happened. Let's hope it doesn't. Turn that light off. And so yes indeed. Just let me end this again, and by saying that go to Gratu's channel and subscribe to his channel. I mean, we've, you know, made up. We don't need this kind of stuff in the community. We should be at peace and harmony. You know, I gotta mention something though. Now that I think of it, about 11 years ago, Howler Mouse might know better, but there was something similar going on in the community. It didn't involve me. Somebody was going into using their videos to talk about somebody else, and they were not like what happened to me here now, what happened to Gratu, and this is something different. I mean, these were literally, they were hurling, you know, insults, and I'm listening to this, and what the hell, man? I just have only been in the community for like a couple of years, and I seriously said that this is enough. I don't want any part of this. I think, you know, I might consider getting out of here, and I think Howler Mouse knew that, and some other guys knew that, and they did something that I found pretty extraordinary that caused me to stay after they wanted me to stay, and I think Howler Mouse must have sensed and knew that I was going to leave or something because of that crap that went on. I don't like that stuff, you know, drama and using your forum like this to try to hurt other people or say things because you're not sensitive enough, you know. But that's not what it was back then. What I'm talking about back then was deliberate and malicious insults. So that's it, you know. But they convinced me to stay, and along with Shannon and Sleepy Reader, they were also involved in convincing me to stay, and that was all the way back then that they were there. But so please leave constructive comments, and don't leave any negative criticisms that are hurtful or anything like that. And do not unsubscribe to Gratu's channel, because he's was always one of my favorite channels here. You know, it's like Jambo said that he and Gratu and I are his two favorite channels, and this just doesn't belong. All this drama does not belong, and I'm glad, and hopefully Gratu is glad too, that this is all, you know, over with now. But So that being said, and having said that, and moving right along, which is something that Gratu, I'm copying what Gratu always is mimicking. A lot of the, I guess, other people on the internet are always talking that way. I don't know who he's talking about anyway, but yeah, tune in next week. I'm going to show, I got a going to show those toys, plus I got a pile of books over here to show. Some of these I might have shown too, but I know I couldn't have shown all of them. Blackstone the Magician, another Blackstone the Magician, Captain Midnight, and some more Captain Marvel Junior, Captain Marvel Adventures, and so forth, and some other stuff. Give you a little hint. Little preview there. So thanks for watching, everybody, and until the next time, live long and be well.